Breaking news from Seattle. The Seahawks have dropped their first depth chart of 2025, and fans are already shocked. A rising star left off the starting lineup. A surprise tight end at TE1. And a former first-round pick facing serious competition. This changes everything. Let's break it down right now. The first unofficial Seahawks depth chart is finally here, and it's already turning heads. Let's start with the biggest surprise. Nick Emmanwori, the rookie safety everyone was hyped about, is not listed as a starter. Instead, the two safety spots go to Julian Love and Kobe Bryant. Love we expected. Bryant? That's interesting. He's been versatile in the past, but many thought Emmanwori would step in right away. Still, don't panic. This doesn't mean Nick is out of the rotation. The Seahawks only listed 4 defensive backs total, 2 safeties and 2 corners. But in today's NFL, and especially under Mike McDonald's defense, we know that nickel is king. Seattle will use 5 defensive backs often. That 5th spot? Most likely belongs to Emmanwori. He's long. He's fast. He hits hard. And he fits exactly what this defense wants. A hybrid nickel who can move around and make life miserable for quarterbacks. But here's the concern. Can he hold up against the small, shifty slot receivers? Guys like Jackson Smith-Njigba? That's the challenge. Emmanwori is athletic, but his strength lies more in run defense, tackling, and matching up against bigger bodies, not necessarily tracking quick slot guys in space. Still, he brings too much talent to sit. If I had to guess, he'll be on the field a lot, even if he's not technically a starter. Week 1? We'll see. So tell us, does Nick Emmanwori deserve to start Week 1? Drop a Y for yes or N for no in the comments. Now let's talk about tight end, because things just got very interesting. A.J. Barner is now listed as TE1. Yep, with Noah Fant gone, it's the young Barner sitting on top of the depth chart. He's followed by Eric Saubert and rookie Elijah Ayo at TE3. For a guy who wasn't expected to rise this fast, this is a big deal. Barner has size. He's a willing blocker, and he's making plays in camp. This could be a breakout year, but it also means the Seahawks are trusting a whole new generation at tight end. It's a risk, but it might be the spark this offense needs. Seahawks fans, are you confident in this new-look defense? Are you buying the A.J. Barner hype? Drop your thoughts in the comments and rate your confidence level from 1 to 10. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the tight end room, and this battle is heating up fast. Right now, all eyes are on 3 names: A.J. Barner, Eric Saubert, and Elijah Arroyo. And believe me, this decision is not as simple as it looks on paper. Last year, Barner showed flashes of being a great complement to Arroyo. No, he's not a flashy pass catcher. That's not his game. But he'll fight in the trenches, throw his body around, and block like his life depends on it. Every team needs a guy like that, tough, unselfish, and reliable. Eric Saubert? Kind of the same deal. He's bounced around the league, hasn't been a big weapon in the passing game, but when it comes to physicality and effort, the guy shows up. He's got that old-school energy. But let's be real, 97 receiving yards last year isn't exactly changing the game. Now here's where it gets interesting. Elijah Arroyo. He's not your classic tight end. He's not built to bulldoze people in the run game, and that's okay. Because he brings something different. He's more of a modern threat. A pass-catching tight end who can stretch the field, work the seams, and move like a big wide receiver. He reminds you a little of Noah Fant, honestly. And I'm gonna say this now, don't be shocked if Arroyo ends up leading all Seahawks tight ends in catches, targets, and yards, even if he's not technically the starter. So now the question becomes, who do you think should start at tight end? Type AB for A.J. Barner, type ES for Eric Saubert, type IA for Elijah Arroyo. Drop your pick in the comments. Let's see who the real TE1 is. But that's not the only battle brewing. Over on the offensive line, things are just as wild. The Seahawks depth chart at center and guard looks like a game of musical chairs, and fans are trying to make sense of all the ORs being listed. Right now, Olu Oluwatimi and Jalen Sundell are neck and neck at center. Both are listed as potential starters. If I had to guess, I'd say Olu wins the job, but it's close. Very close. But Sundell's name shows up again, this time in the right guard spot. That's where things get messy. You've got Anthony Bradford, Christian Haynes, and Sundell all listed as ORs at right guard. That's three guys fighting for one job. And it's not just about talent, it's about trust, chemistry, and who can protect the quarterback when it really matters. Honestly, I think Christian Haynes is the future at guard. He's smart, strong, and plays with an edge. He might not start week 1, but he'll get there. And if you didn't already have Jalen Sundell on your 53-man roster projections, you better update it, because that guy is making a serious push. Oh, and let's not forget, the whole O-line situation hinges on Abraham Lucas getting healthy and staying on the field. Without him, this group gets tested fast. Which O-line battle are you most excited about, center or guard? And who do you think should lock down those starting spots? Tell us in the comments below, and rate your confidence in this Seahawks offensive line from 1 to 10. Let's talk about it. 12s. This team is building something real, and it starts in the trenches. Let's talk edge rushers, because things are getting serious on Seattle's front line. The Seahawks' pass rush battle is heating up, and there's one big mystery hanging over this group. Right now, in the official depth chart under the rush designation, which just means pure pass rusher, only 3 names are listed: Tank Lawrence, Derek Hall, and Tyreek Smith. But here's where it gets tricky. That rush spot is just one side of the 3 to 4 defense. On the other side, listed under Sam linebacker, that's still mostly a pass rushing job. We've got Boy Mafe and Derek Hall again. So yeah, Hall's name pops up twice. That tells you something. They're counting on him. But the biggest asterisk? Ukena Nusu. He's not listed because he's injured. So now the question is, will the Seahawks rotate all 4 edge guys, Tank, Hall, Mafe, and Nusu once he's healthy? Or will they stick with one set per side? Because if they rotate, this could be one of the deepest and freshest pass rush units in the entire NFC. All 4 bring speed, power, and explosion, and if used smartly, they could absolutely wreck quarterbacks. Now flip to the offense. Wide receiver battle. We know who the top 2 are: Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith-Njigba. Both can play outside or inside. Both are route artists, and both give Sam Howell serious weapons. But behind them, things get wild. On Kupp's side, the backups are Jake Bobo, a fan favorite; Cody White, Ricky White, John Reese Plumlee, yes, the former QB turned WR. Behind JSN, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the veteran deep threat; Torrey Horton, explosive rookie with serious upside; Derek Young, Steven Sims. Now here's the real question. Who's WR3? Is it based on matchups, or will someone win the job outright? If you want a reliable route runner, Jake Bobo might be your guy. If you want pure speed and deep threat, Torrey Horton or MVS could stretch the field. Or maybe it's someone else entirely. Right now, it's like choosing your favorite flavor of ice cream. Depends what the offense needs on game day. And just when you thought the surprises were over, Jared Ivey showed up at middle linebacker on the depth chart. That's not a typo. Jared Ivey, listed at 6'6", 274 pounds, is normally built like a defensive end. But somehow, he's been slotted into the middle of the defense behind guys like Ernest Jones, Tyrese Knight, and Drake Thomas. Could this be a quiet experiment? Could Ivy become a hybrid linebacker for short yardage or special packages? This coaching staff isn't playing it safe anymore. They're clearly testing bold ideas. Seahawks fans, we need your voice. Who should be WR3? Jake Bobo, Torrey Horton, MVS, or someone else entirely? Drop your pick in the comments. And while you're at it, rate your confidence in Seattle's pass rush this season from 1 to 10. Let's clear something up real quick. He's not a middle linebacker. I don't care what the depth chart says. That's just not where he belongs. If anything, he's closer to the defensive line than the middle of the field. Maybe you can list him as a Sam Strong side linebacker, but middle linebacker? That just doesn't make sense at all. I don't know what they were thinking putting him there. Now let's go deeper into the rest of the Seahawks' depth chart, because there are some really interesting things happening across the board. Nothing too shocking overall, but definitely a few names that stand out. Let's start with the quarterbacks. It's Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, and rookie Jalen Milroe, in that order. QB1, QB2, QB3. That's expected, but all eyes will be on Milroe in the preseason. Fans are excited to see what the rookie can do with extended snaps. If he balls out, Seattle could have a real weapon waiting in the wings. At running back, there's already a sad update. Kenny McIntosh is done for the year. He's on IR with a season-ending injury, which stings. That leaves Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet as the clear leaders in the backfield. But the fight for RB3 could be fun to watch. Right now, it's between George Holani and Damon Martinez. Interestingly, Martinez is currently behind Holani, which raised some eyebrows, something worth keeping an eye on. Let's talk fullbacks. Yes, fullbacks still exist in the NFL, and Seattle might be using them creatively this year. It's a battle between Robbie Yates and Brady Russell. Now, some people are confused because Russell's done tight end work before, but in today's NFL, fullbacks often play tight end too. Robbie Yates was actually a tight end at Alabama, so there's overlap there. Expect Seattle to experiment with combinations, maybe 3 tight ends and 1 fullback, or maybe someone switches roles depending on the play. Russell might end up on the practice squad, but since Yates was a draft pick, he's likely got the edge. Moving over to the defensive line, things get really interesting. There's so much depth here that they had to basically create an extra nose tackle slot. Leonard Williams is still listed as a defensive end along with Popo Amave. But don't let the labels fool you. Byron Murphy and Jaron Reed are going to be heavily involved, even though Murphy was listed at nose. That move was probably just to make sure he's officially a starter. And don't forget about Mike Morris. He's part of this mix too. This whole group can play anywhere from 1 tech to 7 tech. It's a deep and versatile line. As for the true nose tackles, you've got the big bodies, Hankins, Brandon Peely, and Quinton Bahana, who already knows this defensive system from his time in Dallas. These are your classic run stuffers, and they'll help clog the middle. Sadly, Riley Mills is probably done for the year with an injury, another tough blow to depth. And finally, special teams. No surprises here. Jason Myers is the kicker, Michael Dixon is the punter, and Chris Stoll handles long snapping duties. But there might be a quiet battle brewing in the return game. Watch out for Steven Sims, Torrey Horton, Zach Charbonnet, and DJ Dallas. If Torrey Horton can outperform Sims, especially on punt returns, it could lock him into a roster spot. Honestly, I think he makes it either way, but this competition could decide just how big his role becomes. Which Seahawks rookie are you most excited to see in preseason? Drop their name in the comments and rate your confidence in Seattle's depth chart on a scale of 1 to 10.